Welcome to round 2 of the South African Rotax Max Challenge here in Benoni Formula K. It is a great day out in Benoni, sunny as you like, and plenty of racing action to look forward to. We've got the best of the best in South Africa descending upon the shores of Benoni.
Keegan, first time at this new circuit. Talk to me about your qualifying.
Qualifying was good. We were third, and yeah.
So, difficult circuit to learn. Are you getting into the groove now?
Yeah, it's a difficult circuit. We're struggling up hills, but we think we sorted out the problem, and yeah.
What's the plan for the 3 races today?
The plan is just to tuck in and try and get away, and yeah, hopefully make a move in the end.
Riagile seems to be very, very quick on the circuit. He's set the pace all weekend. He will be the one to follow.
Yep, Riagile is really quick, and I wish all my competitors luck.
So now the guys are on your circuit and they're going to be chasing you all weekend.
Yes.
So how did qualifying go?
Good. The setup was good. The track was a little bit slidey, but I could handle, and yeah.
So who's the guys who's going to give you the hardest time during the race?
Keegan Beaumont, Mateo, Jack Moore, and Josh Moore.
And seeing that you've done the fastest time in almost every session the whole weekend, do you think you'll be able to keep them out?
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
By just trying to run away.
Front row in qualifying, Riagile has been very quick, so talk to me about qualifying and your plan for the weekend.
Qualifying was nice. I had no toe when I did that time, and I really had toe.
So how are you going to tackle the races?
I'm going to put my head down and go.
Overtaking opportunity on this track? Is there plenty of overtaking opportunity?
Yes, there's plenty.
And you know where they are?
Yes.
Pace, of course, championship leader Riagile Spice. Mailula takes the lead. See if he's able to keep his advantage going into turn 1. Very, very tricky circuit. We've seen a couple of interesting battles materialize, but composure kept. Tom Mason up there in the top 3, Keegan Beaumont as well. Very important to gain and keep the momentum so early on in the race. I can confirm with you there's a lot of racing going on. 8 laps is not a long time, but the amount of talent out there today does turn it into a lifetime. Keegan Beaumont has not too far off. Got a train behind him, a lot of young racers behind him. Tom Mason hot on his heels.
The young Micromax definitely showing what they can do. Currently first place, Riagile having a bit of fun there. Started on first, pulled away, trying to move an early lead at this point, but definitely having a bit of a rough time. A bit further back, heading into, that looks to be 3rd, 4th, and 5th, having a great bit of fun. Sorry, 4th, 5th, and 6th that are in a bit of a train as well. Carl going and having a great bit of a battle.
Very tight battle, 3rd, or rather 4th, 5th, and 6th. Ooh, Bodgy. I think all the action was out front, but the sandwich, meat in the sandwich, there's Adam Kaiji. Got a lot of racing ahead of him. He's going to be going with that bunch for duration of the race. Top 3, a little bit less dramatic. Riagile, Mailula marshalling Micromax field. Ooh, down the inside goes. Yet who that is? That Joshua Moore. Yes, that is Joshua Moore, the 6 cart. It's been a very smooth move ahead of the 693 cart of Keegan Martin.
So now more pressuring on the back of Adam, trying to get that little bit of momentum. Definitely having a fun time, pushing his way to the top. They far take for 5th, but
oh no, Keegan Martin, what is going on? Just went way too wide there. And farming. There's something about the air in Benoni that just is, bomb. Do something.
got magnets on the side, but unfortunately Keegan now dropping way back down the field, and that's just leave left Moore to go and battle it out with Adam as they battle their way up to the top, and you can see really putting the pressure on now. Moore trying everything to get up in front of Adam as they carry on in tow. Back up to our top three though. No change in position, but you can see that our leader is starting to check out, and that's Mr. Spice himself, who is just having a great time powering his way through.
Keeping it very calm and composed. Battle for second and third is going to be interesting as Keegan Beaumont and Mattel Mason very, very close to each other in close proximity for a good chunk of this 3 or 4 laps that we've seen. It actually has a lot of pace on him. It's reflective of what we saw in qualifying. But the battle, I suppose, then is up to the remaining 2 podium positions and how they play their strategy going into the last 5 or so laps of the race.
So now this is getting interesting. We've gone from Moore and Adam having a duke out with each other. Petal has now come into the mix as well. So now it's turning 4th, 5th, and 6th, all getting within a second of each other. And you can be sure that Patel is going to be really pushing as hard as possible to make his way up.
Yep, just as predicted, Patel has been in the background for a lot. There you go. Really, it's a flap adjustment there from Moore, just as I was saying. But if you look at the way Patel built up, it lines up exactly with the narrative we're seeing happening. The fact that Moore and Kaji battling so much will distract him from keeping the cart at ideal pace. Now you have a situation where, ooh, that is Moore side by side with Kaji. Very good move.
Diving up the inside, so Moore moving up into a 3rd place. Keegan dropping down into 4th. Kaiji in 5th place, who's really battling it out, trying to hang on to the back. So take a look. Keegan going right up from 2nd place is now starting to fall down ever so slightly down into 4th place, allowing Moore to move up into 3rd place, and Adam just hanging on the back of the coattails as well. So Adam really pushing as hard as he can to try and catch up. But I'm not sure if Keegan keeps taking a look at the engine, trying to see if something's going on. And a little bit of a battle further down. That's Patel, Silva, Martin, and Moore also duking out. And that's Jay Moore, who's having a bit of fun there. And you can see De Silva really on the hunt at this point. Keegan Martin trying to keep it all together in 8th place. Really battling out, no room for error for any of these drivers as they make their way around Formula K.
It's going to be interesting to see how the final lap unfolds. We've got a potential 3 or 4-way battle in the front 3 over there, side by side going into turn 1, keeping as much composure as possible. There is Keegan Martin. Same on the 631 kart on the back end of that battle.
So Martin moving up, trying to make his way closer to Patel, and it's definitely
side by side.
And you can
like the Silver dot on the inside of Patel there.
Silva doing everything he can. You can see how they're really throwing it round, trying to get one up on each other. A little bit of a tap there, just a confidence tap, saying, listen, I'm around. And you can see at 693, there's Keegan Martin, who's just trying to keep ahead at this point, really battling 626. And that is...
Can't find him on the grid. It's Patel. Yeah, that is Patel, I believe. Ooh, another overtaking move down the inside there. Keegan Martin looking very composed. Well, I think that was just him blocking, making sure he is parking the mother of all buses.
Definitely driving a very, very wide cart at this point as they come across a line to take the checkered flag.
And just a confirmation of those results. Riakile Mailula taking 1st place. Matao Mason in 2nd. Joshua Moore 3rd. Keegan Beaumont in the top 4. Adam Kaji 5th. Keegan Martin in 6th place. And Taylor Patel, very well battled, in 7th place. Rafael Da Silva in 8th. Jack Moore 9th. Dale Hobbs and Caleb Moss wrap up the 10 and 11 positions. Aiden Beaumont in 12th place. Christian Ferreira in 13th. And Kyle Spice and Harry Rowe wrap up number 14 and 15. Very large field, a lot of racing. Stay tuned.
Start to the race. How did the race go for you?
It was nice. Keegan was in my way, so I didn't get past, so Spas ran away. And towards the end, I was catching him by 0.1 every lap.
That's a great race, but then what are you going to do for the next heat? How are you going to change it?
I'm going to pass. I'm going to think about my passes before I get to the person. And then I'm going to put my head down and go.
It went well. I dropped on the start and then I dropped from 4th to 6th and I fighted back to 3rd.
And how did you do that? Was it clever cornering? Or?
Yeah, I just pushed and pushed and pushed and put my head down.
And what is your plan for the next heat to get to
Just
the front?
to get a clean first lap in, get a good start and pull a gap.
They tell me it's fast and furious out there. How are you feeling?
Good. The start was good, but I didn't get a good start. But I had to keep it pacey and stay at first.
And how are you going to change things in heat 2?
I have to run away.
And how are you going to do that? Going to use the cornering and speed and the straight?
I have to. I must not do any mistakes and just get my head down and go.
Oh, wow. How's that for an introduction or reintroduction to the Micromax class? Someone tried to overtake or brake early. Someone nearly got their shoulder taken out there with the concertina, but we have a clean start. No, Auntie Baji. We're looking at my Lula there trying to defend his winning position, but he's already lost out. So I think that is Keegan Beaumont, if I'm not mistaken. Stand to be corrected. He does get a bit mixed up at the start because he's so aggressive. They're all going into the same turn, into the same section. I have a bit of clarity, but I think it's Caleb Ordendale, if I'm not mistaken. Or I am mistaken, actually. Let's get some clarity here. I need to see who's who in the zoo. Oh, there we go. Okay, my Lula now not necessarily as dominant as we thought he would be. Got a bit of a yes, that was Ordendale. He came out of nowhere. Where did he shoot from? He's beautiful move from Ordendale. But yes, my Lula no longer in the lead. He's lost out a bit. Mason will be looking to give him a bit of trouble as well as Adam Kaji. We saw some beautiful battles between Mason and Kaji in Heat 1.
That's absolutely. We want to keep going. Joshua Moore currently in first place. So that's Moore in the prog cart having a bit of fun.
Is that correct?
He's
Okay.
trying to keep the pressure on, but looks like he's going to get taken out by second place. So definitely a hard run as they make their way down turn 2, hard on the brakes. Cart number 679, that's Malula, who's having a lot of fun.
Absolutely. The Praga boys are having a lot of fun. I mistook Jack Moore for Caleb Ordendale, another Praga boy. Carbon copy, look exactly the same. But yeah, pretty much the same level of competitiveness in these Praga boys as they're able to put their carts out in the front and maximize on situation. We'll see if Mailula I think Mailula definitely still is in the running because the top 4, if you look at them, they're all within the same 0.2, 0.3 of a second. Basically taking apexes all but at the same time. It's about the man with the most concentration, but right now it's Jack Moore taking the lead. Mailula in second. Mailula, oh, what's he doing? Does he want to go on the outside? That was not going to stick. He just had a lot more pace, I guess, more momentum coming out of that stick. But as it stands, it is a very tight top 4 with more Mailula Mason as well as Kaji.
Definitely going to be a hard work. Mason tried catching up, lost a little bit of time. Malula trying once again, looks on the inside, decides rather to back out of it. Now looking to go on the outside, more going and holding the inside line. But it looks like it might try come for a cutback as they make their way up through turn number 3. Hard on the brakes, just trying to slide it around. We're really going defensive, trying to go center of the circuit just to try and hold everyone at bay as our top 4 start to break away from the chain. You can just see how hard Malula wants to take that position.
Yeah, absolutely. He gained a 10th or 2 over there in going, trying or rather swinging into the inside of Jack Moore so early. I thought it would have actually killed his momentum because then it forces his line to be a bit more narrow and he loses that speed you want in that right-left sweep. but it seems he's able to make it count. There he is again. He has such a good run up this section. Each and every time he has to pull out on the outside of Moore to sort of keep the momentum that he gains. But Moore is able again to place the card so well that Mailula can't really make it stick, can't make the move stick, especially there. It's very difficult. Let's see if Mailula, going down the inside already, making his intentions known. Does he make it stick? Does Moore defend?
Moore's
No.
looking to take the inside line, hold the defense, slides
nice.
it out.
Nicely done.
And
Well defended.
You can see the frustration starting to get in place, second place man. And take a look, and Kanji is starting to catch up now. So this is going to be interesting. Adam now playing into the mix, and it's pulling Martin along, pulling Mason, Mason trying to go, and Adam's starting to get pulled along. So Mason now looking to try and take that second place. It does so, and it looks like Adam as well tried taking a bit of a look, but didn't quite work out as planned.
Yeah, it looks like Mailula kind of forgot that there was a whole field of carters behind him. I think he was focusing so much on Jack Moore that he lost out on, or Joshua Moore rather. He lost out on the concentration he needs to secure his position. And now he's in third place, and with the threat from Adam Kaji. Let's see if Kaji would be able to maximize on the battle between Mason and Mailula.
Mason really pushing hard, trying to keep leaning on the inside line of Moore. So let's see if you'll be able to make it happen. Adam starting to come off the train a little bit. And you can see Mason now going outside, trying to defend and goes around
Nicely
Moore,
done.
takes first place away from Moore. Moore now having to try and work his way back up. Mailula also tried coming around, so didn't quite work out.
Not at all. What a beautiful move from Mason. Takes a lot of composure to be able to go on the outside and then inside in such a fast left-right sweep. The closest I've seen to that today was from Michael Steven, I think, in the DD2s. I haven't seen a lot of people making that kind of move around turn 1 and 2. So beautifully done by Mason. Let's see if he's able to then be a good leader. Mailula already showing his intentions, but Mason has quite a lot of pace on him. Look at how he's opened the gap. Turns out Mason was being held back. The battle between Mailula, Jack Moore, as well as Haji plays a role there, because if they keep dicing, Mason gets a chance to run away with it.
Joshua Moore trying everything he can to just keep in the mix of it, and you can see trying a little bit too hard, does get a little bit onto the marbles as he makes his way, loses that little bit of traction, and that's just allowing Mason to pull that lead, making it bigger and bigger every single time. So Mason having a great time at this point. More driving up the inside, a bit of a do-or-die maneuver, and managed to get it. So definitely who can be later on the brakes.
Exactly, Neil. Left late as can be there. Surprised he was able to keep that amount of traction and grip for him to keep the lead. Mailula had no answer to the moves there. Let's see if then Jack Moore can defend. But Jack Moore is not focusing. He's got his mind on whoever's behind him, but it's not going to help at the moment. There's quite a gap. Two or three card lengths between Joshua Moore and Mason over there. So I hope he's able to put his head down and not get too much trouble from Mailula, who's right on his exhaust. Joshua Moore better watch out. There he is, watching over his shoulder, left and right. No one passes there, brother. You don't have to worry.
Well, no one passes there yet is the operative word. These drivers have shown they will go anywhere on the circuit side by side, especially the youngsters who are really pushing as hard as they can right now. Mailula trying to go on the outside, looks to dive up on the inside, side by side, down the straight, but it looks like Moore is just able to keep it going just that fraction. And it's just showing the setup on the carts is a little bit towards the straight than the corners.
Wheel to wheel. Oh, Mailula, beautiful move. I love how that was a back and forth between the two. It's not like Mailula saw that coming. Joshua Moore defended him so well by going on the outside. It's the move he's pulled before, so he knows Mailula saw the move on turn 1, going on the out and then in. Mailula was able to answer though, having more momentum. Being wider on the track at that point gave him a better run up. Back to Joshua Moore. Absolutely brilliant racing.
And right in the behind is Adam. He's constantly hanging on the coattails, waiting for the opportunity. Now, we saw in the previous races that you can be in fourth and you can work your way up quite quickly, especially if they're having a fight. And the way that Malula and Moore were going and rubbing wheels, that could have been what we saw in heat number 1 a little bit early on with our Bambinos going and having a bit of fun.
Absolutely, a bit of fun and a lot of fun at the same time. It's quite a lot of changes that can happen for this 8-lap period. I mean, we've seen so many battles, not only at the front but a little bit further back in the race. An interesting battle between Patel, Spieth, Moore, and De Silva. Hobbs hasn't featured the way I thought he'd feature. Didn't feature like a typical Hobbs, but he featured nonetheless. Bit of an attempt to go inside there. De Silva couldn't make it stick on Spies, but we'll see if there's any potential opportunity for De Silva going into the end of the final lap. We know what it's going to be in the top 3, but what happens now in the mid-pack? How does this end? Because there has been a back and forth between them throughout the duration of it.
Carl trying to do everything he can, wants to carry as much momentum as possible, really just hanging on for dear life at this point as they battle their way around Formula K, heading up the hill. This is where it gets a little bit interesting, as they have to just try carry the momentum through and hope that your opponent does not get right onto the back bumper, as we see a little bit more up front.
Momentum is everything, but I think Mailula has made the best of a bad situation. Mailula gaining the lead again. Where did he pass him? We missed this shot, but wow, what a beautiful answer back to Mason, who had done so well to gain the lead, but clearly couldn't keep it. Mailula knowing a thing or two that could gain him the edge against Mason, but wow. Mailula there securing first place. Matao Mason in second, Joshua Moore, not Jack Moore, in third, Adam Kaji in fourth, Keegan Martin, fifth place, Keegan Beaumont, story of the Keegans there in sixth, Taylor Patel in seventh, Hal Spies in eighth, Rafael De Silva in ninth, and Jack Moore in 10th.
Tell me, the final 2 laps, how did it go? What did you do right there?
Oh, so Mateo went defensive up the hill. Then after he slid wide. Then after I passed him going into the chicane.
Hey, and so you just kept your head concentrating. You didn't let anything throw you.
I kept my head to calm down, so I don't be slow and I don't do stupid risks. And yeah.
So that recipe you're going to use for the last heat too.
I'm just going to have to run away.
Tell us about the final 2-3 laps. What's happening?
I was going defensive, and then on the last lap I made a little mistake and I ran it wide and Sparse went inside me.
But right now, all they can visualize is turn 1 as away they go. 4, 5 abreast. 6, if you dare. But well done to that looks like Mailula, securing himself the lead there, getting the whole shot. Gonna confirm for you who, someone gets a bit of dust, but nothing too hectic, managing to recover.
And that looks like Mateo Mason in second place is definitely chasing him down, trying to figure out how is he going to get by. Mailula having a lot of fun, got a brilliant start, but now has got Mason right behind him. We saw Mason chase him down, managed to get it in front a couple of times, but was just unable to hold it. And let's see if he'll be able to do it once again. Goes up very wide. That allows Moore to get right up onto the back of him. Not really where you want to be as they fight their way around the circuit for the final time. Can you believe it? Heat number 3 already for the Micro Max.
So soon. But the racing has only just begun. Definitely still early on in this race with only 1 lap or half a lap. But as we approach the home straight, Mailula asserting his authority early on. Who dares challenge me for Heat 3? Let's see. Is it Mason? Mason's still far off. He's got a bit of a challenge to worry about. Back of him, that is Joshua Moore.
De Silva also getting involved, and Martin as well trying to pull himself up. Beaumont in 6th place, also keeping in the wings. So a bit of a big train that has formed up behind Malula, and he wants to try keep away, and that does look like Moore going very, very wide, losing out some time. 2 positions,
Whoa.
3 going and getting the cart stepping out on him. Definitely not going to be a happy camper for that one.
Wow, the battle for 4th to 7th, absolutely scintillating. I wonder who's the cause of this battle. It's usually the man who has a lot less pace than he thinks he has, and he bunches up the people behind him. But it makes for exciting racing. Absolutely awesome. I like the fact that everyone managed to stay on. I think it was Keegan Martin leading the train at the moment. Let's see if let's even have a look at his lap. What is his lap times looking like? 1:15.5. 1:15.25 4 at the moment. Let's see if there's any improvement as the laps tumble by. Side by side for the lead, that is Mason in the lead, taking it from Mailula, but Mailula never lets you go around turn 1 and 2. We've seen that time and time again. He has the perfect answer to that move. He studied it. Probably in his defense tactics list. He knows it pretty well, like the back of his hand.
Well, he's got to be very careful because currently Mason on the previous lap was faster and can try and make a move. So let's see what he'll be able to do. Malula trying to keep it all together. Does go a little bit wide, loses a bit of momentum, and now needs to try and fight his way back. De Silva leading out, a bit of a train behind him. Keegan Martin as well, trying to keep up and pull the guys through. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting one. Beaumont as well coming into play, and you can see trying to make his way through. That looks to be more at this point, who's giving it everything he's got.
What is happening there? It looks like they're mid-conversation.
A little bit of argy-bargy, getting a bit rough early on,
Yeah,
and that's Joshua Moore, who's getting a bit aggressive on his overtakes and getting told, listen, calm down, we're all in the same race here.
Ooh, there's Mason again for the lead, but Mailula, if I know him well, he makes it stick. Mason does very well, but he's in trouble because Mailula's right on in his exhaust, and at the next opportunity, he's definitely going to pounce. Won't let him get away with it.
Well,
I do think Mailula has a bit of breathing room. If he lets Mason take the lead, and he knows that he can relatively stay close in terms of pace, you can always let him do that, have the train come up a bit, and when he feels it's necessary, take him on and take the lead back.
This is where it's going to start getting tricky. As you can see, Mason really pushing as hard as he can to make up a bit of ground after having a little bit of a rough ride, as he needs to just try and work his way through. A bit of a battle here, 693, and that's Keegan Martin, who's just trying to make his way around, really putting the pressure onto Beaumont at this point as they battle their way around. So you can see just really doing everything they can to keep the momentum, keep the train, and push each other forward.
That's right. As we approach the halfway point of the race, lap 5 of 8 in total will pass. Oh man, Mailula really wanted it there. He really did want it. Wasn't gonna. Theo Mason still in the lead. Mailula could not make overtake materialize.
Take a look at Moore starting to get back in control and move up more. Mason did the fastest lap time on the previous lap, but Moore, after everything, now has gone and opened up a little bit, getting the car to breathe a bit, and now going for the late game. So let's see what's going to happen. De Silva really pushing hard to try and make up a bit of a pace later on. So let's see, as he's trying to keep it all together, you can see De Silva having to really keep Keegan Beaumont behind him. And this is where it gets a bit tricky for him to try and late game race, if you put it that way.
Yep, we're looking at the last 3 laps approaching at the moment as they ascend on or descend on the home straight and the start-finish line. 3 laps. Oh, Mandla Mailula. Nice. Rahile Mailula making a very good, very clean move. Back in the lead. This time around, I don't think he's going to give it away to Mason that easily. So how long it's going to get it back. Will be a long 3 laps for the young Matteo Mason there. Going to have to give it his all. Very friendly, very jolly young man, Matteo Mason. Clearly, when it comes to racing, he's ruthless because there he is on the inside of Reagile Mailula. Does Reagile answer back? No, he can't, at least not yet. Mason will have to make the part wide as a hardcore bus. See if he can.
Doing everything he can to try and maximize the amount of grip. Right here, they're going and pushing as hard as he can to just try and get by. Looks up on the inside, not able to get too close as yet. Mason really pushing hard to keep it all together. Loses a bit of time. Take a look at this. Mailula right onto the back of him, trying everything. He might have the drive. If he can keep it out of the final corner, he will be able to keep the drive. Got the toe. Really pushing it right down to the wire.
Ooh, this is going to be close. This will be so close. Oh, Mailula makes it stick, yeah. Well done. Nice move from Mailula, but wow. Wow, what close racing between these two.
First place is anyone's guess at this point. Mason really doing everything he can. Tries to look on the inside, tries to look on the outside, finding that little bit of a gap to just put a bit of pressure on, try and force a mistake out of it. And I can see Mason every single time going into turn 2. He's always hard left, going in towards the pit lane and then trying to sweep across. He's leaving the door wide open every single time, and that's where he's losing it out. But he's trying to just carry as much momentum as possible as they fight their way around. De Silva under some serious pressure as he tries to make his way around. Jack Moore, who's just really pushing at this point to just move up a position to catch up to Joshua Moore right in front.
How about that? It's the Battle of the Moor. I wonder how that's going to finish, because the meat in the Moor sandwich, Rafael De Silva at this point, and he's keeping things diluted as much as he can as we approach the final lap. It is lap 8 of this intense race, especially for the battle for first and second. You could never predict which way it's going to go. There's so much of a challenge that remains for Theo Mason. Moment my leg, I knows exactly where to place the car. Look how narrow he's going now. Okay, it does go a bit wider there. He probably will be a lot more defensive. There you go. Theo Mason doesn't seem to be. He's waiting for his perfect opportunity. Put it that. My Lula rather seems to be very composed and aware of the challenge. Theo Mason.
Mason's really just looking for any gap at this point. It is the final lap. Only a couple of corners left. He's got to make a move. It's got to be a late break, a do or die, if he wants to take that first place away from Mailula. And let's see if he'll be able to do it as they descend down the hill. This is it, ladies and gentlemen, coming up towards the final corner. Will Mason be able to outbreak it? But unfortunately not. Mailula taking first place away from Mason. Absolutely incredible racing from these youngsters.
Very, very well driven, very mature drive. They're very respectful too. Nothing that resembles bullying or squeezing the next guy out. Going into the final results, Spice Mailula, as he goes by the name of Spice, taking it from Matteo Mason, likely to take overall, second overall to Mason. Joshua Moore in third, Rafael Da Silva in fourth, Keegan Martin in fifth place, Jack Moore in sixth, Keegan Beaumont taking seventh. Adam Kaji didn't feature as much this race in eighth place. Ninth goes to Caleb Moss. Oh man, I miss seeing Caleb Moss out of the front. It's going to be great to have him eventually ascend, battling it out with the best boys. And in 10th place, wrapping up the top 10 is Taylon Patel.
A nice finish for the end of the day. How are you feeling?
Good, I'm happy for the race results for today. Matteo was pressuring me at the last for the last race, but I got to handle it and I came first.
Good day racing. You got a couple of first, second.
Yeah. On the last race, I was behind Spice, putting him under pressure. But then on the straight, I was planning to pass him, but then that Praga just pulled a gap.
All right, that's bad luck, but you've had a good day today. Very happy with your kart?
Yep, and it's my first year in my career.
What's your final words to wrap up and how your day went today?
My start was good, but then towards the end I messed up on one of the corners and 3 people dived me. So I dropped back and then I fought back up to third.
How was your day? Was it a good one or bad one?
It was a good one in race 1 and 2 and 3. In race 3, the final race that's just been, I started 9th and I went to 6th. I could have got 5th, or 4th, but one of the kids pushed me off the track, and then after that another kid hit me in my back bumper.